Hi, my name is Sasha. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be telling you about the books that I read in July. So July was a really weird month for me. I read 8 books. Most of them I read at the start of the month, and I cannot remember what any of them are about, but I will try to wrap them up for you. So like I said, I read 8 books. I read 4 physical books, 3 audio books, and 1 ebook. And there were 4 5 stars, 2 3.5 stars, and 2 3 stars. So it averaged out to be a really good month. The books that I rated 5 stars, I love with all of my heart. But I will chat about 2 of them right now. So the first 2 books I read in July was Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. This is books 2 and 3 in the Grisha Trilogy, and I adored these so much. Like I said, I gave them 5 out of 5 stars because, first of all, you meet Nikolai in this book, and oh my god, I love Nikolai so much. I cannot wait to read King of Scars to read more about him. And okay, so when I was reading this book, that's when I realized why they did the cover change. It kind of dawned on me why and I was just whoa. But I was out in the middle of nowhere, so I couldn't even let anyone know. That was my ding moment. So yeah, I really love this. I loved this book, but I hated the ending because I believe that both of them should have stayed dead, and Elena would have just been her own kick-ass self. She don't need no man, okay? If anyone, she could have had Nikolai, but I still think that she be her own person. She doesn't need Mal, and she definitely doesn't need the Darkling. And that is that. The next book I read was The Woman in the Window by AJ Finn. This book I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars because it's a decent thriller. I don't mind it at all, and it did give me some oh my god moments. But why did I give it 3.5? I can't remember. She was a bit boring. Whole storyline is, so this woman named Anna is the narrator, and she's been in this tragic accident, so she now doesn't leave the house. She's got agoraphobia, and she's a bit of a drunk. So she might hallucinate a lot because when you're drunk, you don't know what's right and what's wrong, and she likes to watch her neighbors everywhere, what they're doing. It did really remind me of Disturbia, the movie. But so while she's doing her window watching one day, these new neighbors roll into the house across the road, and she's like, oh, they look interesting. They look like the sort of family that I might have if I get better. And then somebody dies. Dun, dun, dun. So Anna's trying to call the police, but the police are you're hallucinating. These people don't know what you're talking about. They have no recollection of anyone dying in their kitchen. And then she's So there is lots of character growth in this book, and I liked it. I really did. I really cannot remember why I gave it 3.5 stars, but must have been a good reason. The next book I read was an ebook, and this is Stallman Fury by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I got this as a ARC from NetGalley, so thank you for that. This is a angel/demon book where the main character, whose name I cannot remember, she's this really big chosen one, but no one knows what she is because if her father found out, and it's just she felt really annoying. The main character is really annoying because she is really I'm the best, I'm the chosen one, I have this grace that no one else has, but no one else can find out about it because the demons are after me, and the demons are after me, and no, I can't do that because the demons are after me. And it was just oh my god. The love interest, he goes alright. I still can't remember his name. He was very broody, and it was just your typical young adult angel/demon sort of thing. So they talk about these things, right? Okay, so main character lives in this compound, right? But she's not actually part of the same species as what the compounds are. Oh, what are they? Those statue things that stay on the, I don't know. This book had a lot of supernatural input because the character talks about the Chevy Impala and about Sam and Dean and just lots of supernatural things. And there was even a character called Misha in it. So I feel like the author really likes supernatural. And one thing about this book that I actually loved, so the main character is actually going blind. And at the end of the book, you read that the author actually has the same disease. Not disease, but she has the same problem with her eyes, that she will actually be going blind and she will be blind before her life ends. And I thought that was really amazing to put that into your book. And because, like, if you can't find a book that it features you write it. And I thought that was really good. I probably will read the next book when it comes out just because I want to see where it goes, but the ending reminded me of City of Bones so much. So you had this girl and this guy, and the guy's like a demon hunter and the girl is becoming a demon hunter or whatever. She's like, I always wanted to fly and see the stars, and he's like, let's do that, and they do it. And I'm like, I swear I've read this before. All in all, you should pick it up if you like Shadowhunters, but like try not to compare too much to Shadowhunters, because it's still its own story. It is. I swear it is. The next book I read was Scythe by Neil Shusterman. This was for the biannual bibliothon. I only read one book that week, which was such a delight. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. It is the best book I've ever read. Like, one of the best books. Like, it makes you think, okay? So, this world has evolved and changed, and you have this entity called the Thunderhead, and basically it's like the clouds, like the cloud that we've got, the cloud now, but it's like evolved and it's became its own thing. So you've got the Thunderhead, and it has figured out how to cure death. No one now dies in this world. Like, it's overpopulated, so they create these people called Scythes, and they're the only people that can glean other people, because if you die, you can come back. If you get run over by a car, you can come back. If you fall off a cliff, you can come back. So, Citra and Rowan are some of the 2 characters that I think will always stick with me. Citra has such, like I just love them both, and it just makes you think. And like, you've got the new order and the old order. So the old order of Scythes, things that you shouldn't enjoy your gleaning, that it should be done in a proper way, and you should like feel remorse and stuff. And the new order of Scythes are like, nah, screw that. Let's all get people together and do a mass shootout, and it's going to be hilarious, and we're going to party afterwards. So Citra and Rowan actually get taken in training under both orders, so the new and the old. And so you see both of them, both sides of the story, and you kind of get like an understanding, but you still think like the new order is a bit like psycho, because who would enjoy killing? I think you shouldn't be chosen as a Scythe if you enjoy killing. But I didn't write this, so I'm not in the story, thank gosh. But I cannot wait to read Thunderhead. I should put it on my wish list, because my sister just rang me up and was like, hey, what do you want for your birthday? I should have said this. Anyway, asked for a Stormy instead. But I really love Scythe, and I really think that you should pick this book up because it was just thought-provoking and amazing, and you should all read it. The next book I read, I actually listened on audiobook, but I actually own the physical book, and that is Daughters of the Storm by Kim Wilkins. I love this story. So this story features 5 different daughters of one king, but he's gotten really sick. So the daughters who have been like spread across the country have come back and are going to try to heal him. So you've got the eldest daughter, Bluebell, who thinks that she is going to be the next king because she's just cutthroat. Like, she's your warrior princess, but she hates being called princess. She's like, I am a soldier, I am a warrior, and I am a king. And then you got Rose, who has been married off to another part of the country to like tie those lines together, like as a peace treaty sort of thing. Rose is in love with her husband anymore. She's in love with her husband's nephew. And you've got Ash, who is, she's kind of psychic. Like she's like the mage of the whole family. And then you've got the twins, Ivy and Willow. Willow is a believer of a different faith to the whole other country, and she's trying to get her father into this new faith. And then you've got Rose, who is a bit of a slut, to be quite honest, and she's just always thinking about boys and trying to not sell herself, but like she's trying to get respect out of the wrong places. And I love each sister equally. I don't. I love Bluebell so much, and I love Rose so much. Like I just want Rose to be happy. I want Rose to be with her beloved, and like I also want her to be like good with her daughter, and like I just want her to get her daughter back. Okay, you've also got the king has remarried because his wife died birthing the twins Ivy and Willow. And so the new wife, the queen or whatever, she's got a son. So they all have a stepbrother who the stepmother is trying to become the new king instead. And the stepbrother is trying to like kill Bluebell because he thinks Bluebell's trying to kill his mother, which is true. But they're just trying to find out who has made their dad sick and who is trying to like overthrow the kingdom. And it is such a wonderful fantasy, and I loved the different stories. Like, you know how you like reading a multiple POV book and you're like, I hate this person's POV, can you hurry up and finish? I never got any of that with this because I was just so invested in every single story, and I cannot wait to read the next one so I can find out what happens to every single one of them, because it left on such a like holy crap moment, what's going to happen next. And I love this book so much, and you should all read it. The next book I listened to was The Unholy Mooners by Christina Lauren. I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars. No, I didn't. I only gave it 3 stars because it sucked. Like, I don't understand why everyone was like so hyped about it, because so I listened to one Christina Lauren before, They're Stating You, Hating You. It was so sexy, and it was so like enemies to lovers. But this book, like, no, it was like fade to black. There was no like huffy puffy moments. And the main character and the other main character, those two just like miscommunication. Like, I hate miscommunication. Like, if you just fucking talk to each other, it'll be fine. And yeah, like I liked the whole family drama, but like those two together, I can't even remember the names. You had Olive and Dane, maybe. I didn't feel any chemistry between them. I felt they were really forced, and I just didn't like this book. Hopefully I will enjoy some of the other books, because apparently if this was their best, no. And the last book I listened to was Her Royal Highness by, I can't remember the author, but I'll put a thing up here for you to see. For some reason, I was hoping to get red, white, and royal blue vibes. For some reason, I don't know why, I thought it was going to be like a female version of that, but it wasn't. The Princess of Scotland is the biggest bitch, and I hated her. I hated her so much, and I never understood how the main character fell in love with her, because and then like the narrator, like I just couldn't really even understand the Scottish accents. Like, I understand why you'd put the Scottish accent, because she's the Princess of Scotland. I couldn't like it, but like the book went really quick, so I gave it a go anyway. It was a fun read, don't get me wrong, but like I just was expecting so much more from it, and it felt like it just ended in this really weird place, and I feel like it cut short. It got cut short. Yeah. So these are all the books that I read in July. Let me know if you read any of these books so we can talk all about it. Let me know if you think I should read King of Scars, if it's any good, or should I just not, because I've heard both good and bad things about King of Scars. What did you read in July? Let me know down in the comments below. But thank you so much for watching. If you want to be my friend, you can add me on Goodreads, Instagram, and Twitter. They're all at sashreads. And I will see you next time. Bye.